Hello, we're Byron and Dexter Peart, co-founders of Goody. Today, we speak with Aki Kaltenbach, founder of Save the Sea, and we discuss sustainability and the challenges and opportunities of being first to market in an emerging industry. Thanks for coming in, Aki. This is such a great opportunity for us to have a chat together. As you know, this is Small Business Week with BDC, and the theme this year is defying the odds. And I'm just like to ask you, Aki, for you, what does that mean for you as an entrepreneur? But what does that mean also in the broader scape for other entrepreneurs?
For me, defying the odds means being bold. Save the Sea is creating the fresh, refrigerated, plant-based seafood category. We are first to market in Canada with these products. And we need to continue bringing more products to market to grow our space on grocery store shelves. But at the same time, it means we need to be creative. We're a small business with limited R&D funds, limited funds in general. And so we constantly are looking for ways to do things with little to no money.
Business is already so hard for most companies, most entrepreneurs. But I would think when you're first to market, it's even harder. Maybe you can walk us through or share some of the early sacrifices, either in starting the business or running Save the Sea.
Yeah, there's no roadmap for when you're first to market.
We're with you on that, yeah.
And so most people don't even know what plant-based seafood means. There's lots of other options in other categories, milk being, the most mature in the plant-based space. But plant-based seafood, people have never heard of it. So there's so much education that needs to happen. And so a lot of in-store demos, a lot of consumer shows, feet on the street, getting our product into people's mouths for them to, see, to believe.
No doubt that you're well on the journey already, and it seems like the future is very bright. But thinking back to the very beginning, being a pioneer in a space like this, there must have been a tremendous amount of research that would inform the communication strategy. I'd imagine the sustainability strategy as well, too. Maybe you can just speak to the research that goes into this. I think that most entrepreneurs that are watching and listening right now would really learn and gain a lot of information from the work that went into this before it was even able to get up.
I mean, I think part of being an entrepreneur is courage, naivete, ignorance. Prior to Save the Sea, I was running restaurants. I had never worked in the consumer packaged goods industry and frankly knew nothing about it. And so it's, I launched a company in 2019 and it's only, after going to dozens of trade shows, doing in-store sampling, being there to hear customer feedback and implement that feedback into our product development, that's really helped, inform my decisions and how we do business. It's been my MBA.
Yeah, I love that. And I think something we share in common, we also launched our business in 2019, and sometimes we're like similar to what you were just saying as well, Aki, is just the resolve in getting through that period of the pandemic. I could imagine for you launching a business and then seeing a whole, not just the industry, but so much change into what was potentially your business model plan. How did you adapt to that? And looking now, because sometimes, and I know we speak often about that, is really only looking forward when you're a business owner, but there must have been a lot that you learned through that period. Do you want to just walk us through that, and then also how that guided where you are today and potentially where you're going next?
So when I first launched the business, my idea was to launch in restaurants because I came from restaurants. I saw a need for restaurants to have more plant-based options, but soon after launching the business, COVID hit and all restaurants closed and we lost all our customers. And so we had to quickly pivot to develop a retail product, which I hadn't planned to do for a while longer. But now, today, retail makes up 95% of our business. We do have a few restaurant customers in BC, but grocery is really where our bread and butter is. And will continue to be. We just expanded into the U.S. and the Pacific Northwest into to natural retailers there, and looking to expand to California or in early next year. And retail will continue to be an important part of our business.
And on that note then, Aki, when you're thinking about retail, are there any specific retailers that you're spending most of your time focused on? Is it a high-end retailer? Is it a grocery store that is in small local towns and cities? Or what's the idea there? And I have a follow-on question, if you'll allow me. I would imagine there's a lot of operational challenges that come with that, shipping to these grocery stores. I'm sure that that is also something that you have to deal with as part of your business strategy. Love to learn more about that. I mean, this is Small Business Week, and I'm sure you have a story to tell.
Yeah. So our focus is the natural retailers versus conventional retailers. So, we're a premium product at the end of the day. So that's really our focus, is either in natural retailers or in the natural set in retailers. And yes, distribution is hugely challenging. So as I mentioned, we're fresh, refrigerated. So our product has to be shipped cold chain. And so that definitely adds to the cost. But we have been, our products are available across Canada, from Victoria all the way to Prince Edward Island. And like I said, we've just expanded into the US. So
I love that you just shared that it's a premium product, because I think a lot of times for entrepreneurs, you're trying to be all things to everybody, but I think you really clearly have defined who your customer or your target customer is and what the distribution would look like to match that. In the premium customer base, I would imagine that you also still have some challenges with price increases, inflation. In the food space, it feels to be like the conversation of today, and then also naturally with you being having so much attention around sustainability and consumers having to sometimes feel like they have to make a choice between their sustainable actions and affordability. Just curious for you, what are you seeing, what you called on the boots on the ground? Is there are there challenges to that, or is it opportunities?
Yeah. Cost is a constant conversation. Our business is a pennies business. So every time we increase our volume, we're able to achieve better volume, better margins on packaging, on ingredients. And so those are some of the key ways we've been able to. We haven't had to increase our price since launching, which is
Congratulations.
Incredible. Thank you. Yeah, we're always looking for ways that we can decrease the cost of goods, so that we're able to, get to profitability.
That's wonderful. And then you launched this in 2019. You're well on your way. Are there competitors in the space now? Obviously, you carved out a whole new market, plant-based seafood. Is this something that the grocery stores and the retailers are seeing other competition? And if so, how are you able to deal with, cope with, or stay ahead of that competition?
So plant-based seafood is still a white market space. To give you some context, plant-based seafood makes up 1% of plant-based meat. And plant-based meat makes up 1% of the whole meat category. So we are the only players in the fresh refrigerated space, but there are other competitors in shelf-stable, frozen. I can't wait until there are more competitors in our set, because I cannot build this category alone. And I'm going to need all the help I can get. And to be fair, there are a handful of players in the US, but there's so much opportunity in this category, and so I'm really excited to be at the forefront of it.
I was just wondering, for you, when you're in these moments as a entrepreneur and self-run business, when you have these low moments, these moments of doubt, moments of like, what was I thinking being first to market with this product? And
we've all been there.
We've all been, yeah. Except we have each other, so then I get to lean on him. I'm just curious, what do you do in those moments? How do you reach for that resolve and dig deep to get you through those tougher times?
Yeah. So I guess, and yes, it is a real roller coaster. That is without a doubt. And it's, the business, it's hard to separate yourself from the business. I would say for me, it's been impossible. I often talk about how I have 2 babies. I have my 5-year-old son and Save to See. I feel very lucky to have an incredible team. There's no way I could do this by myself. It gives me such great joy to see them, deliver beyond my expectations or show up in ways I never asked. And so that I find a lot of motivation and inspiration in that. And then I feel really grateful to my partner is also an entrepreneur. And so we're able to talk about, be more honest about some of the hardships that we're facing and can commiserate. So that's been helpful too.
We all need that. Yeah. A shoulder to cry on, but someone to root us on as well.
Totally.
Way,
Yes.
Right? If I could just ask, how many team members are you now?
Yeah. So 6 full-time. Half of that is production.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So Small Business Week is really all about the future. And I'd love to hear from you, Aki. What does the future look like for Save to See?
So we'll definitely be one of the major plant-based seafood players in North America. We just expanded into the U.S., expanding to, working our way down the coast into California in 2025, and then, available across North America. New products. We're currently working on a couple new products that we'll be launching early next year. So we have 3 products in market now. So just taking up a little bit more of that shelf space is key in continuing to grow this category. And a bigger team, bigger facility. Our facility today is 2,000 square feet. I can't wait to take over the space next door and the space on the other side and be manufacturing, 6 days a week, 24 hours a day. That gets me jazzed.
This is an entrepreneur with big visions that we have to support. That's great. I'm jazzed just listening to you, Aki. Well, thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure. And to Byron's point, we wish you well. It's such a great idea. It's such a great product. Byron and I are both seafood lovers, but we want to absolutely try. Ready to be converted. This is wonderful. Well, thanks so much for sharing your time with us today. It's such a pleasure. We wish we weren't so far away, but it feels like we're close. We wish you all the best and congratulations. And thank you for being such an inspiration to all of these entrepreneurs who are going to be tuning.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Don't miss BDC's upcoming webinar on October 22nd to dive into the findings of their latest study on the future of SMEs.